Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And blessings to the hopeful elect out there teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. In the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And it's going to be a quick video. Going into things that are going on, pretty much in terms of, the gold market, gold, silver, which, pretty much silver is what they call silver is the poor man's gold. And as you can see on this article here, this is from the Telegraph.co.uk, the demand in gold has hit a record high. All right, and the reason being for that is because of the turmoil of the wars and the rumors of wars, especially what you see happening with tensions, mounting over there in the so-called Middle East. In addition to what's going on with between the tensions rising between Russia and America, and the war that's being fought with the Ukrainians versus the Russians. And the amount of aid that the Ukrainians have received, from certain nations, America, the EU, pretty much gold is seen as sharp record high demand. So let me go ahead and read you this clip, or this article. It says, gold demand hits record high amid global turbulence, says Royal Mint. A number of people are buying precious metal bars and coins, jumps 7 PC year on year. As you can see, this is dated the 3rd of January 2024, which this year has been coined the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right, so we know what that means. That means that Jake is going to catch hell. But Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. All right, basically all hell is about to break loose. The scriptures speak about a time like no other, since there was a nation. All right. It says investors flocked to gold in record numbers in 2023 as global economic turbulence triggered a flight to safety, according to the Royal Mint. The number of people buying gold and precious metal bars and coins jumped by 7 PC year on year, surpassing the heights of the 2020 lockdown investing boom. All right, so like that song, what was it? Genesis, the band Genesis. Phil Collins was singing "I Can Feel It Calling in the Air." These people, for the most part, they can feel something's coming. So what do you think they're doing? They're looking for safe havens. They're looking for, places in which to invest their money. And they're pretty much looking at gold and silver, or mainly gold. All right. And they've pretty much flocked to it. It says the number of people buying gold and precious metal bars and coins jumped by 7 PC year on year. All right, they're saying it is surpassed the heights or the highs of the 2020 lockdowns investing boom. It says the British coin maker said this was due to a jump in small-scale retail investors buying safe haven assets. That's a spirit. He even went into safe haven, which I didn't know it was going to go into that. It says at the same time, the Royal Mint's total payouts to customers selling back their bullion surged by nearly half after gold prices hit an all-time high last year. All right, because you got some people that are looking to be, pretty much opportunists. They're looking to make money off the fact that gold price is hitting an all-time high. If you bought gold at a low price and you sell it at a high price, and then you try and buy again when it hits low, which the price of gold and silver is being manipulated. All right, that much is plain to see. All right, behind the scenes by these elites. All right, they don't want these people out here. That's why you had the Nixon shock. President Nixon removed the gold standard. Okay, because you can't print gold, and the scriptures will even tell you Scriptures will even tell you that. In fact, I have it right here. This is Genesis. Let me go ahead and get Genesis. Genesis 13 and 2. It says, and Abram was very rich in silver and in gold. Okay, excuse me, let me read that again. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver and in gold. You know, so time after time, you know, even the scriptures will tell you that, you know, real wealth comes in the form of, you know, silver. Oh, that's a spirit, man. Look at that, which just popped up on the screen. Gold, silver, man. That is a spirit, man. So I'm saying you can't make this up, man. You know, absolutely phenomenal. As I'm reading the scripture in Genesis 13 and 2 about our forefather Abraham, and it says Abraham was very rich, not just rich, very rich in cattle. And in order to have cattle, you need to have land. You know? Oh, just seeing on the news now, I'm looking at Euro News, you know, pretty much, you know, Iran is accusing the US and Israel, you know, for the bombs that was let off on Iranian soil. You had a couple bombs being let off on Iranian soil for the 4th anniversary of the death of Qasem Soleimani, who was an Iranian general. And they're actually blaming the US and Israel for this. So this is, you know, even though the US, you know, US State Department spokesman Matthew Miller, he's coming out and saying, look, the US was not involved in this. You know, Israel was not involved in this. Look, they're accusing the US and Israel. And Israel is backed by the US, man. So, and remember, you got to think about, you know, cui bono, you know, that phrase, who benefits, who stands to benefit. Okay, because remember, you just had, you know, and I did a video on this yesterday where, you know, Iran and Russia, they had a decision to trade in local currencies. All right. This is from the geopolitics.com. It says Iran and Russia. This is put up again, the 3rd of January, 2024. So this is already a hot year. There's a lot of things happening. Earthquakes in Japan. You know, the scriptures speak about earthquakes in diverse places, pestilences. Nation shall rise against nation. You know, a lot of things is happening right now. It says Iran and Russia decision to trade in local currencies. The broad takeaways. Iran and Russia have finalized an agreement through which they will trade in local currencies instead of the US dollar. The deal will be signed. And, you know, they pushed them too far, you know, because ultimately, you know, you got Russia, that's the, you know, most heavily, or if not one of the most heavily sanctioned, you know, countries on the planet. All right, and followed by Iran as well. They're being heavily sanctioned by the US. Okay, and their allies. So they have no choice to pretty much go into a pact and make a decision to trade in their local currencies instead of the US dollar. It says the deal will be signed in the first quarter of 2024. The agreement was finalized via a meeting in the last week of December 2023 between central bank governors of both countries. In July 2022, both countries had indicated that they were planning to use their national currencies instead of the US dollar. Several countries apart from China, Russia, like India, UAE, United Arab Emirates, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia have been moving towards reducing their dependence on the US dollar, which it came out yesterday that, you know, the United Arab Emirates, Ethiopia, you know, who else? There was other countries as well that actually joined the BRICS, like officially. All right, so you know, we're seeing divisions, you know, in this kingdom, and that goes, you know, that ties into that prophecy. Divided. Let's see if we can get that scripture real quick. Right, it says Luke chapter 11, verse 18. It says, in fact, let me start from 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. You know? And pretty much, you know, Esau's kingdom is hella divided. even when you look internally with the two parties, major parties that keep butting heads, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, which shows you that this is Rome all over again, because in Rome you had the plebeians and the patricians, all right, which the plebeians would have been, for the so-called lower class, and the patricians would have been for the higher class, upper class, all right. And that ties into Revelation 13 and 11. The scriptures speak about the two horns as a lamb that spake as a dragon. All right, and them two horns represent, them two parties, the plebeians and the patricians, and today, which would be the Republicans and the Democrats, which are hella divided. So every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. So Esau's kingdom is divided. All right, you got people that are allied with, with America, but then you got other people that are like, look, they don't really like how America's moving. And ultimately, the scriptures speak about whose look was more stout than his fellows. America's is a proud nation, and they're gonna do something so drastic to really piss off their allies. All right, the EU nations. The scriptures speak about the 10 horns that shall hate the whore and shall burn them with fire. It said, if Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? All right, so, hey, this man's kingdom is divided. And, you had the previous kingdoms, whether it be the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the first leg of the Roman Empire. And here we are in the second leg of the Roman Empire. That's why they still have a Senate house. Okay, that's why they still reverence the eagle. All right, that's why you had something called the Treaty or the Club of Rome, the Treaty of Rome. Okay, this is the second leg of the Roman Empire, man. And if you can't see that, then you're just bugged out. All right, and it's about to be brought to desolation. But again, going back to the core of this lesson, gold is seeing a sharp increase in demand. Okay, people are looking for safe havens. And again, going back to Genesis 13, our forefather Abraham was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. You see that? So, hey, gold, silver, people are looking for safe havens because, hey, gold and silver, they stand the test of time. And that's something that you cannot print. See, this devil, he pretty much, he's guilty of usury, all right? And he's guilty of pretty much having people believe that, that the money that he's printing, is actually real money, which is nothing but witchcraft. It's nothing but a talisman, all right? It's nothing but fiat currency, which the word fiat means let it be so. And Esau's pretty much tricked the world into believing and to being a hood. And how many things can Esau make people, or has he made people do for the love of that printed dollar? All right? You got a lot of Jake that has sold out just for that dollar, man. All right? And it's pure wickedness. The scriptures tell you in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 7, it says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Yeah, even you're looking for safe havens. Ultimately, even your gold and silver is not even going to be able to save you in these last days. All right? Especially for Esau, the scriptures speak about you have heaped treasure together for the last days. We brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Even for the elect ain't even taking these bodies. Look, man, if I'm of the elect, I'm not taking this body onto the chariot. Right? The members of the elect, the hopeful members of the elect. All right, when it's known that, then shall it be known who are my chosen. When it's known that you are of the chosen, and Yahweh Shai actually beams you up into that chariot, you ain't even going onto that ship with the same body that you have now. All right, anyone out there that lacks melanin, hey, you're going to get that melanin back, It says, verse 8, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. All right, because you got a lot of people going for safe havens, but that's going to be a snare unto them because they think that gold and silver is going to be able to get them out of the situation, in these last days. Well, guess what, man? The Lord is going to present you with a situation that you ain't going to be able to barter your way out of, ain't going to be able to negotiate your way out of. All right? So it's going to be a snare unto you, and many foolish and hurtful lusts which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which this fiat currency is not even real money. And even if you get real money, gold, silver, okay, and cattle, even if you get these things, guess what, man? The scripture says riches profit if not. Let's get that. Riches. Let me see if I can get that scripture. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. You see that? So riches don't profit in the day of wrath, man. Okay, but righteousness delivereth from death. So where about, serving the Lord with fear and trembling? The scripture says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord do we persuade men. A lot is happening out here right now. You got Clinton getting exposed, these Epstein files getting leaked and that and whatever, and everyone's talking about it. Clinton said he liked little boys, and people are being exposed. See, the Lord said that nothing that's in the dark shall not be exposed and come to the light. The Lord is bringing everything to the forefront in these last days. So things are definitely ramping up. And these are nothing but them plagues that spoken of in 2 Ezra 16. Alright? And in the midst of all this chaos, the earthquakes, the pestilences, the wars, the rumors of wars, people are, racing to safe havens to try and invest in gold and silver. It's not going to save you. Alright? Now, if you can get your hands on some silver or some gold, hey, go ahead. But ultimately, that's not what's going to save us, man. Okay? Let me go ahead and get James chapter 5. Right? From the top, it says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. It's talking about the elites, man. Alright? Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. Alright? Meaning to become worthless. Like it says in the NLT right there. Your gold and silver have become worthless. Okay? It says, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. And we are in the last days. And that's why I was going into the earthquakes, the pestilences, the wars and rumors of wars. These are the signs of the times that we're in. We are in the last days. Right? So to gather gold and silver and to heap treasure upon yourself in these last days, right, is pretty much is going to be it is futile. All right, it's futile, because ultimately the Lord is gonna destroy this place. Let me get that scripture in Job. Let's get it. This is Job chapter 20 verse 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So Esau's got. Who do you think has the most of the wealth, man? These trillionaires, these elite banking families that print the money that you kill yourself over to make. Okay, Esau. And he's got the gold. He's got the main bulk of the gold, the silver, precious stones, so on and so forth. And he's swallowed down these riches, but he's going to have to vomit them up again. And when someone vomits, that's like an involuntary act. All right, like when you ate in something that's bad for you, and then, it has to come out. Either, you got to either vomit it up or you got to shit it out. Like you might, get an upset belly, you might have diarrhea, you're on the toilet for ages, but voluntary is, vomiting is an involuntary act. All right. And this is what the Lord's going to have you do. He's going to have you vomit up these riches. All right. So that's why the scripture says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first. Ultimately all these things that you can acquire of a carnal nature, all these carnal things that you can acquire in this life, we ain't even taking these bodies, man. Riches profit if not in the day of wrath.